it's like the worst thing for the short vol trader going into a weekend and having to spend the weekend in backwardation. But it's not all doom and gloom. Let's talk about that and more coming up next. All right, folks, welcome back to the Short Vol Show. And as I said before, it's kind of a bummer coming into the weekend being in backwardation. This is not what you want to see on your screen as a trader in the short vol universe. You don't want to be in backwardation, of course, and no matter what people say, a lot of people will try to tell you, like, oh, they timed everything perfectly and they didn't lose any money. But anybody who is committed to the short vol position obviously did lose some money in the last week. And of course, some people timed it perfectly and some people got long at the bottom and short at the top, et cetera, et cetera. But most people who are committed to short vol lost a little bit of money in the last week. And you may like your position now, but you're smarting a little bit. And that's certainly the position I'm in. But it's not all doom and gloom. It certainly is a bummer to have to see. Let's take a look at the term structure. And seeing this for the term structure is certainly not what you want to wake up to in the morning or be sitting on over the weekend. Because, of course, this means that, and I'll get out of the way here in just a second, this sort of negative contango type situation means that this thing is pushing to the upside and it's gaining traction to the upside. It's actually like the reverse of decay. With backwardation at 9.48%, that means this is increasing in value. The VXX or UVXY are increasing in value for the moment at almost 10% per month. So that's certainly not the situation you want to be in or you expect to be in when you get short volatility. There is brightness on the horizon, however, because this is probably not going to stay like this for very long. Usually, backwardation does not last very long. We know that we are in a state of contango somewhere around 80 to 85% of the time. So this is the rare occurrence that we're in backwardation. So just kind of have to wait it out here for a second. And when you see all those people saying that they made money and everything, and that they're long vol and they're making money, you just have to take that all with a grain of salt, because certainly somebody made money, but usually these things turn around pretty quickly and go back down. So it's the same thing as those guys who come out and say that they are they're short the market, it's going to crash, and then, that one day it does go down, then they seem like geniuses, but you realize they're saying that every day, day in and day out. Now, somebody who pursues a short vol strategy is very similar to someone who's just long the market, and that generally works most of the time because, as we know, generally markets are slowly rising. And so you're not alone if you're a short vol person at losing money last week. A lot of other people, most people are long the market, and most people lost money with the market going down last week. So you are not alone. Now, let's take a look at the price action from the end of the week last week. And I'll come back to Tilray in just a second, but here is the E-minis chart for the week, and we see the last part of the week, that big down move on the 10th, and then slowly looks like we're kind of fighting back a little bit here last couple days of the week, and that looks even better on the NASDAQ chart here, where you see definite reversal of trend kind of coming here. I mean, we'll have to see what happens, of course. It could turn back and go back down. But definitely you can see some hope in the numbers for Thursday and Friday. The SPY, obviously very similar to E-mini. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow, once again, the down move stopped. We're a little bit up on Friday, but we'll have to see how this unfolds moving forward. However, if you had looked at the MJ stocks this week, there's a little worry about down moves to them. It seems like Tilray, impressive move to the upside on Friday. If we back this chart out a little bit more, we see that that spike to 300 we had a couple weeks ago, and then it seems like a continuation. It seemed like the downtrend was going to continue, but this pop on Friday could have reversed that. APHQF, big rally through the week on, I believe, earnings, and then looking very strong. This is rumored to be going to be listed in the United States very soon. Right now, trading on Toronto. Aurora Cannabis, same thing, going to be listed soon in the U.S. Looking very strong. These stocks seem to be shaking off any worries of the economy or the down move in the major indices. They don't seem to care about it at all, and that should give you hope for your short vol positions as well. If we do look directly at the VIX here, and I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Let's go to the 5-day. We do see the Thursday afternoon, the highest it's gotten in a while, up to 28, and then Friday not able to match that, back down in the 20s. Now the term structure always a little sluggish when we get these upside moves. The future is not willing to follow the spot all the way up to the high 20s like that, but actually just predicting. I think it's a little bit predictive when you get a term structure that is unwilling to follow these spikes way up. It's a little bit predictive that the future does not. We're not looking for it to stay up high. Like if we look at VIX Central right now, and we see the way the term structure is set up, it really tells me that the futures guys don't see this staying up there for too long. These far out months have popped from the mid 16s up to 18 recently, on this move, but this term structure, as we say, it's not predictive when we're in contango. Now, when we look at it, I would say that it definitely is predictive of, if you look at the far months, that's supposed to be like the average volatility. So we are definitely above the average right here. I don't know if you can use that for any more prediction than just that basic fact, but in my view, with the major indices, of course, the VIX is really controlled by what's happening in the major indices. And with all of the automatic investments and 401ks and whatnot that automatically put money in passive investments every week, there has to be very aggressive selling to counteract all the money that comes in automatically every week. And unless you have that motivated selling, it's hard to keep the move to the downside going. And I think that's sort of a structural change from 20 years ago, but it just seems like it's hard. There's going to have to be a continuation of bad news, more and more bad news coming out to keep this downside move going. And I was around in 2000 to 2002 when we just had a slow grind down, and that was no fun. But even if we did go into sort of slow grind down mode, which I don't see happening, but even if that did happen, the volatility would not continue to go higher and higher. It would sort of top off, and then once it topped off, if the volatility doesn't move for a period of time, a week or two, if it stays around the same spot, the term structure will adjust itself back into contango eventually. It automatically does that just based on the role of the future. So I feel comfortable being short volatility right here, and we could see a move back down to the 15s very easily here for the VIX. And that's sort of what I'm looking for right now. So hang in there, folks. I know it's not fun to be in backwardation for the short vol trader. It sucks. There's no way of putting it. It's no fun to be up here. And like as I said before, most people who are committed to short vol strategy have lost a little money here, just as most people who are committed to being long the market have lost a little money on the move here. The good news, the advantage of being short vol versus being the long the market is the market can stay right here and do nothing, and short vol volatility will come in and short vol will make money. Whereas for the people along the market to make money, it needs to rally. For us, it just needs to not sell off. So we have an advantage over those who are basically like just long the SPY or something like that. But opportunities out there to scoop some of these issues. I got run over last week, which I shouldn't have been playing around. It was a dumb move for me, but I jumped in. I tried to catch a falling knife on this square and bought not much, but a little bit of 80 stock, and it just went completely against me. But you know, Square is one of these ones that people are amazed how much it rallied before, and that kind of amazing rally was unsustainable in the long run, it appears, and it got whacked at a certain point, you know, down 25% from its highs, and we'll have to see what happens moving forward, but it definitely got whacked. Now, you know, we had records in the Dow just 2 weeks ago, so this sell-off is not like we're way down. We're just a little off the highs when it really comes down to the actual numbers. So, you know, if we back the charts out here, you know, we're just off the all-time highs, really. So, so keep that in mind as we move forward. Anyway, I want to keep this short because I get accused of making stuff too long. Thank you for Gorilla Trades for supporting me and this channel. Check them out. They've got great picks all the time. Hang in there. I know some people are smarting. I can't believe I actually won the pin it. We have a contest on StockTwits for who can guess UVXY price, and I've been in the contest probably like 40 times, and I never won before, and I won this week, so hooray. Thank you to Ron Turkey for organizing that, and actually he puts up a little bit of prize money every week for it, I think, which is nice. And so thanks to Ron Turkey and everybody else who's involved, and thanks for everybody for watching, and stay in touch. We will have some more stuff moving forward as far as interviews and whatnot. Have been busy with side jobs, so that's why there's been less content lately, but it will kick back into high gear very soon. So stick with me. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.